Hello, hello, hello. Hello, hello. Check, check, check. Microphone check. 1, 2, 3. Okay. Are we ready? Are we ready? That is the question. We're gonna find out here. Hello! Hello, hello, everybody, and welcome back, and happy Tuesday! Happy Tuesday! Thank you, Cleo. Yes, we are doing a middle of the week stream again. We didn't end up getting a chance to play over the weekend. Yeah, the plan was, I was planning on playing again on Saturday, and then hopefully on Sunday, and then I just went, yeah, we can't do it. I ended up, like, I don't know, catching a bug or something. I was just having really bad headaches, really bad migraines, and it just completely messed with my sleep. I wasn't getting good enough sleep, but I knew, like, if I was coming to come back to continue more Expedition 33, definitely was going to want to have some better sleep. And I say that, and I actually didn't get much sleep today, but I'm getting the itch. I'm getting the itch to play. So here we are on Tuesday trying to play. I am, of course, Fanable. Welcome to my stream. Welcome to my channel. As we are jumping into part 22 of Expedition 33, as we're trying to come in and finish the game off. By that I mean we're doing the last known thing that we have yet to complete in the game, which is the DLC release of Simon, the Divergent Star. On the last stream we did play Kleia Unleashed, the DLC version of Kleia. It's not the only thing we did. It's becoming like the norm that we're doing like practice runs on these bosses on the previous streams, and that's what we had done with Kleia Unleashed. We had finished the duelists, the duolists on the previous stream before her, and then we fought her a couple times afterwards just to get a feel, see what kind of moveset she had in store for us. And then we fought her on the next stream, the last stream, part 21, and we managed to beat her on the first try of that stream. Strangely enough, I'm not expecting that, but the practice runs that we had, crossing my fingers, maybe the same thing will happen today. I don't think so, but we'll see. But yeah, Clea Unleashed, we managed to beat on the first try of the last stream. That wasn't the first try overall that we did. We had played her a little bit on the previous stream, and so since it didn't take too long to fight her, we ended up going off. We ended up farming some. We ended up farming some Lumina on the duelists again. We fought Clea one more time. We mastered some Pictos that we had not finished as of yet. And then we actually ended up doing some trophy hunting. And so we've actually gotten the game platinumed. We've gotten 100% on the achievements that was one thing we did on the last stream. We had only a few handful of achievements left. We needed to finish the Nevron quests, the white good Nevrons. We finished that quest. Technically speaking, it was very, very minor thing where we had not, what it turned out to be was that we had just simply not accepted the awards, the rewards for finishing, I guess technically 2 of the quests. We had to go back to 1 to get the reward from one of them, and then I guess 2. No, we went back to the one Nevron, the one white Nevron that was up in the cemetery. We never went back to him, and he has his reward for you to pick up. And then we went back to the trumpeter Nevron, and he gave us his reward, and that popped to the trophy, thankfully, because I was very confused. We weren't sure like where to go or what to do or what I had done wrong, and that's all it was that you need to make sure to not only finish their quest, but you need to make sure to receive each of the rewards for doing the quests. And then we got the achievement for that. That might have been the last thing we did. We also went and we got the journal, the final journal. We missed one journal over in Old Lumiere, I believe. And we went and found the final missing like child gestural. Yeah, we had a lot of like one single, like realistically speaking, we had like one single thing left over for several different achievements. So now we have 100% on that. So we got that finished. And then yeah, we practiced some Simon a decent amount of tries. I mean, if you're talking about just simply retries overall, we practiced fighting Simon a whole bunch on the last stream. So we're not going into this completely unawares of what to expect from Simon the Divergent Star. We fought him a little bit. We've learned some of his movesets. His moveset's very interesting. I haven't decided whether or not I think his moveset on this variation has been easier to learn compared to, because he's not super different from the last Simon, outside of the fact that when you get to phase 2, he has full health, which he didn't have, I think, in his first phase. So that's making him a little more difficult. And as opposed to the first one where, what is it? He has like a lot of the similar move sets, but then he starts off with just a single, and then eventually he gets a double, I think, and then I think in the third phase he gets a triple. In this one, he potentially can have a quadruple right off the bat, but it's randomized, and it tells you what he's going to be doing at the start of each of his swing. But each swing can have a potential up to 4, and there can be gaps in between, so he's similar in that sense to somebody like the Lampmaster, where you might have some gaps here and there, so you kind of just have to pay attention. You kind of have to have the beat in your head. I wouldn't even say I mastered like his opening number where he seems like he can either have a single or a double hit set on his opening. But yeah, like as far as strategies to go down, Chris suggested that we focus on speed builds, which is not the first time we've heard that. It might have been Chris even earlier on in our playthrough. We had somebody even straight up say, like, you're gonna find out that speed is king. And from what I understand, like, the more speed you have, it'll just increase the likelihood of you getting multiple turns in a row. Now, we haven't really focused on doing any kind of builds like that. We've kind of just played through the game as is, more balanced. It's not like I've been ignoring speed. We'll add speed here and there. Obviously, agility adds to speed, but I would say we've had a fairly balance. If anything, from the get-go, I've kind of done what I've done in most RPGs, which is to focus on critical. Right from the very beginning, anytime we had critical, I tried to pump up, especially the ones that I had the better attacks with, tried to pump up their critical rate from the get-go. And then we started focusing somewhat on defense and critical, and that's been mainly what my builds have consisted of. Simon is a different beast. We've been able to kind of use those builds for the most part up until now. Up until Simon. I would say it's almost worked fine up until these bosses, but even the harder DLC bosses we've had, the Endless Tower bosses, we've for the most part been able to have the defense critical builds working pretty well. But Simon hits so crazy hard that he almost insta-kills all the time. We have enough defense that he doesn't insta-kill every time, but so much so that it makes sense that a speed build maybe does start to, like, you might as well. So I will say, music subject, how's it going, guys? Welcome back. Happy Tuesday. I did get on Sunday. I think Sunday. Just because I needed to fire up something. I was starting to get a little bit cabin fever. I needed to fire up something, so I did get on Sunday. I worked on my builds a little bit. I do have a number of builds saved. Didn't tweak too much on what we had before with, like, for our Clea builds, which are not too complicated. They just have the counterattacks and everything, anti-stun and whatnot. The duelist builds, which is kind of our standard builds, but I did tweak the defensive builds more, and then we did make some speed-based builds that we can use. I am gonna still try to use the defensive critical builds to some degree and see whether or not we can do them. I probably should have incorporated Survivor. Survivor was one of the ones that we got that was, I believe, a Pictos that music suggested. I did not work that into any of my defensive builds, but it probably would make sense to do that. It is expensive. Survivor is, what, 20? Do I even have it? Did I even master it? Oh, no, I do have it mastered. Survive fatal damage with 1 health. That could add to it. I am pondering whether or not to use, obviously, stuff like SOS Healing Tint. That can add to a defensive build against Simon, automatically using the Healing Tint instead of getting... Well, I guess it's not instead of getting killed, because I think it's just if it drops below 50%, you'll auto-heal, which is fine, which goes to show that obviously we're not getting one hit entirely on our defensive builds against Simon, because otherwise the SOS Healing Tint wouldn't work at all. Because I believe the SOS Healing Tint only works as long as you drop below 50% health and don't die. If he kills you with a killing blow, your Healing Tint's not going to do anything. So I already know that the defensive build is working to some degree. We just need to try to not get hit. But obviously a Survivor would be really good to add into this mix as well. But I don't know where we're going to free up 20 points. Now we have slow worked into a lot of this. If we're able to put slow on him, that does help our speed, at least somewhat, even on the defensive builds. But I don't know if, like, Like, maybe we could remove longer shell or stuff like that. Do the shells make much of a difference? I'm not really sure. So we could maybe remove some of the shell stuff and then, because we have a longer shell, we have greater shell on some of these. So maybe we could remove those and put Survivor on instead. We could try that. Let's see. Maybe we'll do that. Because maybe Survival will give us that little bit of edge. Only once per battle. It's an expensive option for, like, okay, let's survive one time, one per battle, but maybe that's all we need. There's a lot about this boss fight that I think a lot of it is going to come down to luck. Not only on the RNG for stuff like roulette, the damage he takes. I've also put on the random defense. I think the random defense could also make a difference. That 50% damage reduction when it hits could save our necks. On the same hand, though, maybe the 200% could also screw us. But then again, if he's already doing like full health drops sometimes, who knows? We might take the random defense off, but it's worth it. It's worth a try to see if maybe that 50% chance of getting only a 50% drop in health could save our butts. So with that being said, but should we do that? We got power, rush, and shell on her. We don't need power. Not for her. Unless I have shell combined with powerful. I don't know why I would have put it on her. But yeah, we're not relying on CL to do damage. We're relying on CL to do support. So I guess that's something we're talking about too. Of course, so we're moving into the second phase. It's just like the first Simon, and we have a full health bar in the second phase, so we need to make sure that we have decent damage going into both. Now, my first thought was we could have Mael. We were already seeing that Mael was able to do enough damage to get him quickly into the second phase. But I'm wondering if we should actually save her for the second phase. In which case, maybe we could have a CL-backed Lune on the first phase to try to get him into the second phase. And then once we're in the second phase, we can then maybe try to get Mael to do one or two heavy hits that might end up taking him down. That's a possibility. We could try that. So maybe we'll do that. In fact, let me see. Yeah, Lune and CL, because that was my thought. I was thinking like, okay, maybe we'll put Mael second as opposed to first, like we were thinking on the last time we were on. All right. Anyways, I'm getting ahead of myself here. So yeah, we're gonna be jumping head in. Strongest Soldier, welcome back. Happy Tuesday. Happy Tuesday, everybody. I hope all of your weeks are going well. I hope you all had wonderful, relaxing weekends. And as always, don't forget to hit that like button. If you haven't yet already, I do very much appreciate it. Subscribe, share all the good things. Let's get started. Let's go. Like I said, we've already gotten started. More or less. I might save these changes. Yeah, I'm gonna save these changes to the defensive Lumina sets that we have going on. So we have 5 points free for her. Again, we don't need greater powerful either. Again, why do we have these on CL? I don't like see. I guess to be clear, like we probably have these on her on the previous build variants of this because CL is our heavy hitter as well. If we can get her to last through these fights for a long time, CL is a fantastic damage heavy player with her cards and her Foretell, her Twilight. But I think the goal here is to try to kill Simon as quickly as possible, which is kind of what we ended up doing in the first time we fought Simon. All right, so we just need 5 points. Just need 5 points. I'm also going to try to dodge, I think, because I'm not super comfortable in... Man, like, there's just something about the offbeat and the randomization of his beats in his randomized single, double, triple, quadruple hits then maybe we'll just focus on doing dodges. Oh, here we have longer powerful 2. On applying powerful, its duration is increased by 2. Is that including applying powerful to others, though? Longer powerful? Because I'd want to keep it, because we're applying powerful with her. So I'm going to assume that also includes applying powerful to other people, in which case we'll keep longer powerful. Because we're going to have her apply powerful as well. So yeah, we just need an extra 5 points. We could take a random defense off her and, well, We have put second chance on. That was something else that I did on Sunday. We did manage to get second chance applied to Minoko. So we've got second chance on everybody. So in case we mess up, we have a little bit of extra. I've taken glass cannon off of everybody. I don't know if that's going to be a bad thing or not. But since these are defensive builds, we're going to hold off on putting glass cannon on anybody for the moment. See, we were starting to develop Minoko into a heavy hitter. As we were going along. Okay, so music says it does apply to powerful to anybody. So we're going to keep longer powerful on her. Did that include, like, greater powerful? 15% to powerful damage increase? Or is that just on her? I'm not going to worry about it too much. Okay, we need to find 5 points. 5 points. Anywhere, 5 points. Blah, blah, blah. I mean, we could just go fight Duelist, I guess. And get some 5 points. Burning shots. No, we definitely want that. Burn affinity. Yeah, let's take off burn affinity for her. If we're not relying on her to do any major damage, then we're not going to have to worry about that. And we'll put survivor on her. Again, we're not going to be focusing too much on her ability to do any damage. She's just here to back up Lune for all intents and purposes. As far as remaining 5, have we switched her weapon? We want to make sure we do not go in there with shields with her. And now I'm going like, well, what do we put back on now? What do we put back on? Powering dodge. No, we don't need damage. We also don't need a powering parry for her. We've got plenty of extra points for her. Using a healing skill gives 50% more damage for 1 turn. Nope, we don't need any of the powering things. What's something that we could put on her? What's something that we could put on her that will help her teammates? Cleansing tint? No, we don't really need that. Yeah, sure. Charging tent we should have. If it's gonna add it with our auto ones too. I have no idea, guys. I have no idea. Healing an ally also applies rush for 1 turn. I doubt we're going to be healing any allies. Healing tints also apply rush. Okay, that's good. Yeah, we'll put that on. Alright, fine. Yeah, that's fine. This is good. This is fine. Let's overwrite her defense build. So yeah, Strongest Soldier was saying Minoko was his main damage dealer. And yeah, Minoko started becoming one of mine. It's Verso who's fallen way behind on our team as far as that goes. Minoko, we were starting to get up there, but he's kind of fallen behind. I've neglected Minoko with when it comes to Lumina points, sadly. But we could rework him, I think, and we could have him have some pretty good hits. But at the moment, as far as Simon goes, we're going to be relying on Lune to take him down in the first half. We're going to be relying on Mael to take him down in the second half. That is the plan. For the moment, that is the plan. Okay, so we put Survivor on her, right? I did remember to... Yeah, okay, Survivor. We got Survivor on Lune. We'll overwrite our Lune defense. And, well, we need to put Survivor on everybody. Everybody needs Survivor. So we need to free up 20 points on every single person. Now, we don't have random defense on Verso. Did I make a mistake with that? Or we're just going to leave it like that? We can leave it like that. Verso is also in this fight not going to be... We're not expecting to do a lot of damage with Verso. Verso is also just going to be kind of a backup. Probably applying powerful during his turns. We could put some skills on him. Do we have anything that we could put on him for setting up? We also have leadership on him, so he could apply AP if we need to. But yeah, if we could also have him marking, that'd be great. And you know, I'm going to remove full strength. I don't think we're going to be able to rely on Verso helping much in the way of damage. Just not with our build on him right now. It's just he's just not able to do enough. So maybe we'll free up those points. I need 5 points. I technically need 4 points. I need 5 points. Where's some 5 points? Augment to the counter? We don't need that. We need 1 point then. 1 point. What do we got? Do we got Solo Fighter on you, Verso? I do have Solo Fighter on you. Of course I do. Powerful shots, we want that. Or no, we don't need powerful shots. Yeah. Okay. All right. Let's get Survivor on you. What about Dodger? We got Dodger on you? Yes, we do. Defensive mode is also a very interesting one, to the point where I don't know if it's worth getting rid of our AP. In fact, I think I might have taken off defensive mode. Oh no, we're still running defensive mode on you guys. We're gonna have to see. Okay, I took it off Mael. I don't know if I'm gonna regret that. We're gonna have to wait and see. The problem is that I don't want to be losing AP too much, but I guess it's better than having them die. Right? For some reason, I have it off of Mael, and only off of Mael. Alright, girl, we need to get Survivor on you, too. Verso, we're going to go and save your defensive set as is. Alright, so we need 20 free points from her. We definitely want our power. We want our rush with her. Don't want to be getting rid of those. Revive Paradox. Wait, greater powerful applies to others. So if I have greater powerful on my person who's then applying powerful to someone else, that'll apply greater powerful to them? So we want greater powerful. I assume that... So does it even make sense for Mael to have greater powerful on her? I assume that her having greater powerful would apply this to having powerful on herself. I mean, maybe it does still work that way anyways. What am I doing? I'm looking for 20 points. We need 20 points. I don't know if I have 20 points free. I don't know if there's anything on her that I want to get rid of. I don't know. Yeah. There's too much for Mael that I'm like, I don't know if we want to get rid of anything for her. I mean, maybe Greater Shell. You know what? We're gonna leave this stuff as is for the moment. We're gonna see how we go. We're gonna see how we do. We need to jump in and at least try some things. We've switched off, since she's not gonna be doing anything else. We've switched her off to the one support weapon she's got. So she should be automatically applying Greater Slow. And some others when we get to it. If we have to, we'll go do some more farming. Lumina points. We can always do that. We can always head over and farm some more Lumina points as well. Okay, okay, so wait, music just said Greater Powerful just applies to receiving power from any source. Okay, so we want, so like Mael, we want Greater Powerful on her. But it doesn't matter for like CL. Jermaine, how's it going? Welcome, welcome. Happy Tuesday. All right, so we're going to go in. Yeah, trial and error. We're definitely doing trial and error. The entire time, so we did not change up our builds at all when we first fought Simon. And that was the point. I wasn't trying to do any build changing when we were first practicing him on the last one. All we were doing was focusing on trying to learn his movesets. I think I've got his movesets for the most part learned pretty well, with the exception of one in the second phase. There is one move that I want to say was, I think it was on the original Simon, that I'm still not quite sure on. I don't even feel like I have that first move totally down. And honestly, if we don't get the first move, the opening light speed move, down flat, especially on the first phase, I might just restart. Because I want to save my healing tints as much as possible for the second phase. So we might, if we cannot get out the door in the, oh gosh, and I hate that man too. He's got that bloody light speed move where he can insta-kill everybody if you mess up that final hit. But yeah, we're just going to jump in here. We're going to see. If we have to, I do want to put Survivor on Mael and Monoko too, but we're going to hold off for the moment. Monoko, we could probably get Survivor on. But if we lose Mael in the second half, we're done. There's no point in even continuing. Mael has to survive in the second half. Verso and Monoko are basically going to be Mael's backup. They're going to be the ones backing Mael. So yeah, we could probably get Survivor on him well enough, because I don't think we don't need too much stuff that's going to be bumping his health. But let's see how we do. Let's at least do some practice runs going in at the moment and see how we do. Isn't it the same? Outside of the fact that it can have the double. I didn't really feel like it was that different. The funny thing is that you say that Stronger Soldier. I was just, because we were just talking about that. I do feel like there's something about the beats on even his normal movesets that I have found a little bit easier to learn on this Simon than the last Simon. But having said that, I never mastered them even on the last Simon, so that's kind of a problem. Oh, you're right. Yeah. It is slower. We noted that, I think, when we first started fighting. It's a little bit slower. I think because it makes room for the double hit. Yeah. All right, so yeah, if we mess up the beginning, we're going to just restart. Yeah. All right, not bad, not bad.
I'll do it.
It wasn't perfect, but one hit. I mean, obviously the most important thing is to not mess up that final hit where you get insta-killed. And then obviously it's a no-brainer that we have to start over again. Oh, and I just realized too, man, that was one thing I wanted to look at again. This is insane, right? I swear, man, I feel like the game's out to get it. It worked fine here, so this wasn't a good example. We have Lune at 94% crit. But I swear, even if you have like 90 to 95% on Lune, it's baffling to me how often you end up missing crits. It did not right now, though, thankfully. It did not.
I'm ready.
Shoot. Not a good shot. Why am I not dodging? Why am I not dodging? Ah! Doggone it.
Let's keep going.
Oh gosh, this is a terrible start. Okay, it's just our first. It's just our first.
Not today.
And this is our first attempt at just dodging.
I'm back.
Dang it.
Well.
Well, that was our survivor. That's already gone for CL. How many heals have we wasted? Oh, we wasted all of them. Okay, good. Did I have a full thing of health going in? I don't know. I think so too. I do think so. Like you, at a 95, like a 94, 95% crit, it should feel like you rarely ever see it missing, but I swear, man, sometimes it's against you. Sometimes it is against you. Bloody hell. Come on. For real? Come on. What the heck, man? Alright. Alright.
That's lucky.
We only have 1 AP on you? Bloody hell. Oh, that was lucky. But we want a mark. Come on, give us a mark. Oh, come on. Alright, let's see how we do. Come on, roulette.
Chroma is flowing.
The RNG gods are not on our side right now. That was a terrible roll. That was a terrible roll.
Elements converge.
Oh, why? It's so dumb.
Careful.
Oh, that was so bad.
A storm is coming.
Alright, we're doing alright. We're doing okay. I mean, I don't like that we're going into the second phase with no healing tints. So, in that sense, we're not doing okay. Definitely not doing okay.
Show me what you can do.
Oh, we should have gotten our gradient up on Lune. That was bad. Okay, we're not going to switch to her. I was going to switch to intervention. we could still do... there's no way we're getting to 3. Right? Yeah, let's not risk it. We'll try to survive.
It's locked on you.
Spoke too soon. That's gonna be it. Ah, dang it. We should have switched. We should have just played it safe. Alright, hold on. Can we make sure that we have all of our healing tints? I have a feeling that we just ended up going through 7 healing tints on Lune alone. Let's see. Okay, we got all healing tints. Alright, so we're fine in that regard.
Lune, attention.
Unfortunately, we were not perfect again. But I don't think we used the. I don't think we used the heal. Well, we just used the healing 10 right there. So we should have 6. Yes. Come on, give us a burn. Come on, what? Oh, come on. Oh, no. Ah.
Take your shot.
All right, that actually kind of worked out in our favor. That order that he just did. Down to 4 healing tints. Of course we are.
Show me what you can do. Here we go. That's lucky. Let us stain them. Doors of Chroma. Open!
Dang it, that was a good roll, but not enough of what we were needing. What are we missing? What was that hit? 65 million. Ah, dang it, that sucks. We gotta come back around for another
Elements
spin.
converge. Okay. Chroma's flowing.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. We're not going to be able to get to 3 gradients again. We'll see. Welcome back, Chris. I think Chris has already forgotten. We actually talked about you, Chris, at the top of the stream. We know. We already know. Well, Immaculate was definitely not going to have done anything. I think I'm assuming you frequent lots of streams, Chris, because I'm guessing you've already forgotten that you've already given us some tips on this fight. Glass cannon would have definitely helped. I wonder how much we got from warming up. Do we have warming up on Luna? I don't remember. I don't remember.
Here we go.
Doggone it. We're at the same point here where we're like, it would be pointless to switch back to her with intervention. Ooh, we're so close though. We're so close. I don't think we can get any more though. We've already applied burn a few times. Should we try anyway? I don't think we're not going to be able to get him there though. Oh, it's so close though. Did we just apply the burn? I'm not going to be able to do it. Dang it, that sucks. Well, we can see. If going over to the next phase, we're not going to have the double damage. I don't think we're going to get him to the next phase though. Alright. We're gonna try. We'll see. Will 30 million be enough? Maybe. If it hits.
Open!
Ah, of course we didn't hit. Oh, we did. We did hit. Okay, perfect. Alright, that worked out. I didn't realize we were that close. Alright, now we just need to try to avoid dying at the very beginning. Too early. Dang it. Doggone it. Missing those last two killed me. Why didn't I just try to dodge? Alright, that's good to know though. For some reason I was thinking it had to get down to like 5 or 10%. So what do we need? 25? 30%? That's best. Alright, let's just restart. Let's restart. Yeah, you can... if you miss the end of his light, that's a very quick way to ending any of these battles. 33%. That's a lot more forgiving. Oh, man. That sucked. That was not good. How many did we waste?
Now's our chance.
Okay. I don't know. We only wasted one. Did we lose both our survivors? Possibly.
Elements, converge! Let the ink flow. I'll do it. Try me.
Too early. Ah, bloody hell.
Careful now.
All right.
Show me what you can do.
Chris McGowan, thank you for the subscription. Grab a seat, grab a drink. All right. I don't know. Maybe we should put glass cannon back on her. Maybe we need it. I don't know if we need it for Mael, but maybe if we want to make it simpler, maybe for Lunez, we do need it.
Doors of Chroma, open!
Ah, come on. Should we be keeping track of the roulette? We're one of 3, I think, right now. Which sucks.
I'm waiting.
Well, that was really bad. Yeah, well, this is a defensive build, so we're testing the waters on what defensive capabilities we can. So having a 25% hit goes against our defensives, but if we can put it back on, we'll put it back on. All right. At the moment, I'm not overly concerned with Lune as much as I am with Mael. We need to get to Mael before we can actually test the waters with her. We're wanting to go against the norm. I want to see if my build style that I have relied on this whole game, we can take down Simon the Divergent Star. Rather than changing up our build entirely. Which we do have. We have backup builds if it comes to it. If it comes to it. Have I not gotten a mark hit on him once? 100. There it is. That's what we wanted. Alright. Let's do it again. Because I'm hoping here that we can actually switch back to Lune here. But I don't know if we did enough with that first hit. Doesn't even matter. I don't think we're going to have enough. I don't think we're going to get enough.
Let's gamble.
Come on, give me a mark. Okay, we might be able to do it now.
Show me what you can do.
Yeah, we'll be able to do it. And actually, we're gonna keep... can we keep the mark on you?
Your time to shine.
Alright, come on, roulette.
Doors of Chroma, open!
There we go. That's the number we're wanting to see. See, I was thinking for some reason like we needed to get him down like this low in order to switch. The fact that we only have to get him to 30% is really nice.
Lune, attention.
That's what we would want for like the second phase. That's what we need Mael to do. Alright, now we have to survive. Come on, Fanable. Alright. Alright.
Watch out.
Oh crap, what am I doing? Oh my gosh, I'm an idiot. I saw a long combo and thought he was going to be this short for some reason. My brain.
Oh, thanks.
Yeah, that was bad. Oh good, we have to do this again. Oh my gosh, man, we already lost the game. We have to start over. Come on, Fanable, what are you doing, man? I mean, we should have already been done there. Bloody hell. I cannot believe we let Lune die. Okay, it's good to know that we can do a 100 plus with Lune. It'd be great if we could get her to do that on the first try.
A storm is coming.
Did not get as much gradient from that as I would have liked.
Elements converge. I'll do it. I'm waiting. Full deck.
Okay.
Show me what you can do.
Ah, come on.
That's lucky. Now's our chance.
Come on, give us that big number right off the bat. I guess it's not possible to get it that big. I'm guessing the warming up might have had something to do with it. That was pretty good. We're not quite there yet though. But I believe anything we do on her next one should get us into the second phase.
Elements converge. Ready to evade.
I don't think we're gonna have enough. We're not gonna get enough charge. Dang it, dang it, dang it. Ah, that sucks. think we got it.
Your turn to shine. Now was our chance. Doors of Chroma, open! Now was our chance.
I love her doing it on the second one. All right, how many healing tints do we have going into the second phase? We got 4.
I'll do it.
Yeah, we're not going the speed route. We have speed builds. We're doing the extra challenge by not going speed builds. Oh, explicitly speed builds. Too early. Dang it, I'm an idiot. Oh, what a waste of tints. What a waste of tints. Is that all of them? Yep, that was all of them. And it didn't give us very good. All right. Defenseless or powerful? Funny thing is that she's already got powerful, so I guess defenseless would make sense if we can get her to her phase. I don't want any tips. I don't want any tips. No more additional builds. No more additional builds. Come on. Gosh, that was so bad. That was so bad. All right, girl. We need Mark. We need a Mark. And fire. We've only got 4 AP. We're not gonna get it. Of course we're not gonna get it. Come on, we didn't get fire or a Mark. You're killing me, man. You're killing me. Ah, shoot. And I messed that up anyways. I completely messed it up. What am I doing? You gotta go back around. Does it even make sense? By the time we get back around to her, we might as well use it anyways and just do some damage to him. But yeah, we messed that up. We really messed that up. It wasn't even worth doing. It wasn't even worth doing. Should we just keep applying defenseless and powerful to us through this? Maybe. MP. MP. Why do we start earlier for you, MP? We should start right at our 9 p.m. Welcome back. Happy Tuesday. Nah, no drop frames. Try refreshing the stream.
Let's carve a path. Worth it, my turn.
We're not gonna be at where we need to be with her. That sucks. Okay, I was gonna say.
Sweet taste of battle.
Might be able to have it.
Let's spill some ink.
Yeah, we should try to mark them instead. Alright, we need to leave one free. Come on, give us a mark. There's our mark.
I can do it. Get out of this canvas.
Oh, there's our 120 hit. Oh, did we get it? Did we get it? Come on, let's go. That's awesome. Oh, the cutscenes are so cool on the bosses. That was so awesome. What did we get? Simon hair? Is this Simon hair for everybody? let music play up on our doubts. Music was like, it's gonna take you at least 2 more streams. Oh, we did it. We need to do it again. And we did it with our defense builds, too. No, so what we were talking about, Chris, is that I had some speed builds set up that I wanted to try. I did have some speed builds set up that I wanted to try, but I wanted to see whether or not we could stick with our defense slash crit builds that we've been using the entire game. We'd been kind of avoiding trying to do heavy speed builds. Oh, we did it! Well, what are we supposed to do now? I was expecting this to take all stream. This is Clay Unleashed all over again. MP posted a video for Cleo. Oh, we gotta look at the Simon hairstyle. Well, we do need to go back and rebeat the game again. We need to experience the alternate ending. Thank you, Chris. Music, thank you for the help. Subject, thank you for the help, too. On the last stream as well. And Maj, I know you're watching this in the future. Thank you for the help. That we're technically done with the game now. We are going to go back and rebeat the final. We're going to go beat Renoir again and get the alternate ending. Solo duelist with Mael would actually be kind of fun. We would have to rearrange a couple things with Mael. We could try that real quick just for fun. It's floaty. Floaty white hair. It's very similar to Clea's hairstyle, which I think I like Clea's better for the bangs on Lune. Let's celebrate with some cat cam. We've had Nova here this whole time. We could have had her during the fight, but I was in like, my heart was pumping. My heart was pumping during that fight. If we were going to do like a solo run of the entire game, I feel like Mael would be the obvious one to pick. So everybody's got white. It's all white. I wanted it to be in their own color hair. That's a little disappointing. It's all just white hair. Ooh, I don't think I like it on you, person. I don't think I like it on you. What about I just feel like we've given Monoko a Doc Brown hairstyle. Yeah. Here, let's see. Let's put our duo on her. Equip. Which does not have Survivor on it. I feel like that would make sense going into a duo list fight. I'm worse on the first phase for the duo list. They have so many turns. We do not have our counterattack damage on. Too many turns! Too many turns! Oh gosh! I don't know if I can do this. It's gonna take way too long with the amount of turns that we've given them. I think we're gonna bail out. We don't have time for that. Maybe we'll try it later. Yeah, it's literally impossible to do Simon by yourself. You could do solo. Yeah, you can't. You can't even do like a solo. The game wouldn't let you do it. Because that would be fun. If you wanted to, you could do one person first phase, one person second phase. But no matter what, you're going to end up with 3 people in the second phase. I don't know what builds to switch back to. I don't know if I want to stay on a build focused around Simon. The duo ones are okay, but I don't think we have counter. We don't have counter attacks on them. All right, are we missing anything? Are we missing any Pictos we should do before we go and try to finish the game? No, what am I doing? Why did I do this? Taking the long way. That's true. I mean, unless we want to bump up... Does the buff work on the story bosses? Also, should we do bathing suits or baguettes if we're facing Renoir again? Are we missing anything? Did we miss any bosses? There's no way I've gotten every Pictos. The flag challenges work on story bosses. Let's beef them up a little bit. At the very least, let's beef them up a little bit. Times 100? Times 100? Is there a flag right at the entrance here? Achievements are done. We platinumed the game on the last stream because we ended up beating Clea Unleashed too quickly. So we ended up doing the achievements to fill in the rest of the stream time. Where's the closest flag? That's right here. Should we do bathing suits? What's more fun to do against bathing suits? At least this is like the bathing suit is like the few times where we actually have unique outfits between them. Her Clea hair on. Bob. That looks like Memoria, doesn't it? This is essentially her. This is her character. That's so funny. What did you say to do? You like the Clea hair where it's flowing behind her? with the bathing suit. Oskio outfits are fun. Well, we're wanting to get the Renoir ending, so it would be cool. Is there an Oskio for Renoir? Because that would be amazing. We'll have floaty hair for Monoko. So one thing though, shoot, my skills are completely messed up right now. Monoko, we have like all support abilities. I guess that's not a big deal. Same with Verso. Did we get a new weapon for Verso? Coltum? When did we get this? When did we get Coltum? Man, they should have thought about that. If they were gonna add like a new Renoir, they should have done Eskia and Oskio too. That would have been a great add-on with the DLC. Thank you, Chris. Take it easy. Okay, so we're changing what now on the flag? Well, they didn't change anything with Renoir. I think they should have. I think it would have been funny if they had like the Oskio or the Eskia outfits for Renoir. So you think we should do enemy life multiplier times 100 for the enemies? Let's test it on these initial guys. And of course, a good friendly reminder, don't forget to hit that like button if you haven't yet already. Do very much appreciate it. It is a small deed, small gesture, but it goes a very long way. We do very much appreciate it. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And of course, subscribe if you're enjoying going on these adventures with us. What game should we play next, guys? I've done the artwork for Baldur's Gate 3, and I've done the artwork for Kingdom Come Deliverance 2. We could separate the RPGs a little bit and do Kingdom Come Deliverance 2, maybe. Well, I mean, Kingdom Come is an RPG as well, but I mean, like, get away from the fantasy. You want me to put up a poll for between those two games? Let's see how much stuff these guys have. Pragmata is a game. I have not bought it yet, but I have it wish list. I have not looked at anything on it, but it's been getting such crazy good reviews that we should play it. I typically do not play new release games until they've been out for at least a month, so probably won't do Pragmata yet. But we will do Pragmata, I'm sure, at some point here, just because of how good reviews it's been getting. I'm not sure what Saros is. Has that game been getting really good reviews too? Oh, we should have switched Lune to her new weapon and put Genesis back on. Spiritual successful to Returnal. I don't think I played Returnal. That does not help me.
Well, well.
Oh, doggone it. Why am I not bumping him up? I didn't do that with Luna either.
Finesse and grace.
We could have put Inverted Infinity back on. Probably should have put Inverted Infinity back on.
Ready.
Doggone it, you don't have any AP. Now you do.
Ready. Show me what you can do. Okay.
Move. Ow. What did you do, baby? Well, Cleo ruined Cat Cam. Why are you doing that? No, she didn't. She was being exploratory. She was looking out the window. Here, give me some. Cleo lured all the cats away with treats. Cheating. Ah! Huh. No, Nova gets one. Oh. Nova. Alright, that's it, girls. Zoe is passed out. No more. No more. You can lick the morsels off my fingers, but that's it. I am looking forward to replaying the game. We're gonna do, after we're done with Renoir, we're gonna do New Game Plus on this. We're gonna do New Game Plus Expert French. That is the plan. We're gonna do a French playthrough, Expert New Game Plus. Funny thing is that we've gotten so used to the boss movesets. All of the low monster movesets we're going to have to completely relearn again.
Get out of this campus!
Should we have increased their damage output too?
Let us stain them.
We still haven't gotten back and done the Italian playthrough on Lies of P. We need to. We did Portuguese. I think we did French, Portuguese, and English on Bloodborne. We've done Japanese on Ghost of Tsushima. We've done Chinese on Wukong. But yeah, I meant to get around to playing. I meant to get around doing an Italian playthrough on Lies of P, and I got distracted by too many other games.
Elements converge. Show me what you can do.
Flames. On me. Finesse and grace. From fire.
Elements converge.
Let's spill some ink.
Oh, what? Yeah, we're not set up. We're not set up for like in-between attacks at all on them. Oh no, that's not true. We could do. Lune's got some decent ones still, but not really much of anything else. That's like all we've got.
Last chance. I can do it. You can't escape.
Oh, we were gonna bump up their damage. How much should we bump up their damage to? Oh, we did put Elemental Genesis back on here. Okay, we've got Genesis, and we've got Lightning Dance. So we could switch your weapon.
Let us stain them. Show me what you can do. Do me in.
Flames on me. From fire.
Did we already get the fire? We probably already did. Dang it. So freaking close. Alright, let's see how much we do without it. Enough. Enough.
Elements converge.
Where you going, girl? I don't know why she prefers to be down there, but she does. She's like, this is my nest. This is where I will lay my eggs.
Do me in. Ready?
En garde. From fire. En garde.
Wow, wow. Careful, my elf.
En garde.
In God.
Last chance. Shaft. En garde. From fire.
Chroma is flowing. Lightning dance.
Should we go back? Where's the next flag? Where is the next flag? Right here. Do we just maximize it? Oh wait, we can't make them do. All we can do is do health and cap our damage? That seems kind of odd. Why are we not able to increase their damage? I feel like an enemy life multiplier... I mean, these two options are fine. I wouldn't replace one of them. I mean, if my first be, if you're going to only have two, have an enemy life multiplier and an enemy damage multiplier. It feels really strange capping, because this just feels like... One just feels like an extension of the other. You know what I mean? Alright. Can I just say that it's a shame that in Miles Ending we didn't have a couple really bulky naked men somewhere in the crowd? Or better yet, have one of them sitting in the opera house in one of the pews? I wish they did that. That would have been amazing. you just eagle eyes you see in the background off in the corner. Just a couple extremely muscular naked men sitting in the pews. Oh, that would be so good. Fight me, giant Verso. Well, I mean, if they were sitting in the pews and they were just in the background, you wouldn't be able to tell. Are they wearing like Speedos or anything? They could just be sitting in the pews with no shirt, and you would know who they were, right? I mean, they could be wearing Speedos.
Chroma is flowing.
I keep forgetting to change your weapon. I wanna put on the new weapon. I might as well.
Your turn to shine. A storm is coming.
We also might as well just swap out. Why did I think I was gonna have 7? We should swap out CL's weapon. She doesn't need this build. Come on, you could have given me 1. Give me 1. Ah, lame. We need CL set up on Lune. See how much this does.
I'm ready.
Not bad. Not bad.
Flames. On me. From fire. Hurry!
Let us stain them. Let's pay. That's lucky.
Finesse and grace.
They have Lumina loadouts. Unfortunately, it doesn't cover weapons and the Pictos themselves. I wish they did. I don't know. Maybe they thought there would be like an overlap issue where you're applying a set to one person over another person. I honestly would also like an option to have like a gear set that would be covering your entire team, and have that save that you can just load across the entire group. And that would take care of the whole overlap on different Pictos. Okay, yeah, right now all you can save is the Luminas, not the Pictos themselves.
Out of this campus.
So when you're switching your Lumina sets around, you kind of have to try to, if you want specific Pictos as well, you kind of have to remember what you had before and just go through each one. Yeah, it's better than nothing. It's better than nothing. Oh, I'm going backwards. Yeah, for sure. It's definitely nice having it.
Let me flow.
Finesse and grace.
I mean, honestly, with the way we're using CL, we might as well have her on her support weapon. I don't know why I switched back. We don't need the shield. We should just have her on her support weapon. Oh, God, got it. What am I doing? Ah, gradient! Not a jump.
Chroma is flowing.
Oh, what am I doing? God, got it. Little guy.
Doors of Chroma. Open! Let the ink flow.
Please survive.
Really?
There we go.
Cards. Took my cards. That would have been fun. So it'd be like a nod to God of War. He'd be like your little Atreus. If you could do like a little extra time attacks. Extra QTEs for he. Add some extra attacks in there. You could have little Noko like jump in front of attacks and do assisted attacks as well. Because yeah, that's God of War essentially. You just have a little AI. You have an AI controlled companion with you at all times.
Elements converge. A storm is coming.
Oh, see what I mean? Now, to be fair, that's the first time that's happened. But when it does happen, you're still like, really? Really? 5%? Really? Oh, well. That's true. I don't know that. I do not know about that. Where's the music? Why is it so quiet? Why is it so quiet?
En garde.
storm is coming.
Hi, Nova. Welcome back, Nova. Don't squish your sister.
Ready. Show me what you can do.
Oh, why did I do that? I should have just put it on my
Careful,
L.
Mile.
I don't like how there's no music. I'm weirded out.
I'm ready.
I feel like my game broke. What's happening? What is happening?
I'm ready.
Brace yourselves. Let the ink flow.
So crazy.
Doors of Chroma. Open!
Is it because there's just no music in this area either? What happened to my soundtrack? We should just start up the main soundtrack. Should I alt tab and just start a soundtrack? Where am I going? Where is the music? Where is the music? I'm gonna look it up right now. I'm gonna look up some music. It's good though. She caught herself. There. Music. Background music now. Watch though, it's gonna immediately it's gonna immediately start playing music in the game. Make Noko secondary part of Monoko's kit. You'd still have to have some kind of timing with it. Otherwise it's just a gimmick, a visual gimmick, which is fine too, I guess. Yeah, if you could add like an extra something timing, something in addition to the parry timings. So not the same as not the same as like the attack timings, which are fairly easy to do. Because that would be fun. guess, yeah, you'd have to. Yeah, you'd have to have, like, some extra timing. Akin to the parry timing. These weapons we left behind. Wait. Did I already have that? Did I already have it? We haven't gotten that before. The spear. What does it do? One AP on stance switch. Stance is base attack switch to defensive mode. Recover 5% health on stance switch. Can I give a shout out to the programmers real quick? This is something that is amazing, and it's such a simple oversight that most developers don't catch. If you have a new weapon and it has a little dot next to it to signify that it's new, like new piece of gear, new skill, anything like that, if you just simply go buy it quickly in this game, it'll stay marked as new. Most games, if you go buy it, it's done. The marker's gone. In this game, it'll stay marked until you actually sit on it for 2 seconds. Then the marker will go away. That's a little minor little detail that someone thought of in the programming, like, oh, you might accidentally run over it and you don't realize what you actually have is new. Okay, there's 2 music tracks playing at the same time right now. And they do not sync up. The irony is the tune is similar, that they could sync up. Let's pause it for the moment. It's something that most game programmers wouldn't think of, having that little extra bit. Because another problem too is that you have lists where when you're looking at like weapons or skills, it won't change going up and down until you're up close. Preferably, if I was going to design this, I would have it so when you go up and down, the whole thing would shift, but you would keep the marker what you're on in the middle. Preferably that's what I would want, so that you're not like trying to figure out what something is new and then it doesn't change until the bottom. But this game at least makes it so that the new markers stay put. Which again, a lot of games, the programmers just don't think of that. They'll have a marker of something that's new, but if you accidentally move over it, it'll disappear and you might not even realize it. I think the same thing happens here, too. If you go over it too quickly, it'll stay marked until you actually sit on it for a little bit. I will say that one thing that they definitely need to change is the pictos. This needs more sorting options up above. Oh no, we crashed. Of course, because we were looking at the heavy pictos. Yeah, the only sorting options, I think, is just level, isn't it? You can't sort by alphabetical, which seems odd to me. I really want, for the actual physical pictos being put onto each other, I want there to be an alphabetical option, not just level. So if I'm looking for a specific one, but yeah, as far as I can tell, there's no way to sort them by alphabetical. Which is interesting because they do have the alphabetical option for the others, but then again, there's no level associated with the others. Yeah, it's a little surprising that they didn't think to put alphabetical over it on that list. Even more so when they have an alphabet, when the standard on the other one is alphabetical. Hello, creation. I actually really like the design of the creation. It's like, what is wrong with Renoir? Was this the sign of his deteriorating mind that he came up with this? Or did Clea come up with this? No, it had to have been Renoir. Because you have the same creation type thing in his atelier. Did it have the bodies attached like this in the atelier? Or was it a little more elegant? I would have thought it might be a Clea, because they point out the fact that Clea's creations have pointy legs, pointy feet, which the creation does as well. But maybe she maybe Clea was inspired by
A storm is coming.
maybe Clea was inspired by Renoir's creations. We forgot to change her weapon too. We've been forgetting to change all their weapons. We just keep not changing their weapons at all.
Show me what you can do.
Maya. Finesse and grace. From fire.
Careful now.
Ready to carry.
I missed every single one of those. Not that it matters, but I kind of want to relearn all these moves for the next playthrough.
Doors of Chroma, open! That's lucky. Here we go.
Ready to carry.
It's yours. What are your balls? Stop shooting. Stop having balls on us. I feel like we should be able to take these guys down easy enough.
last chance.
I might lose my L as a result of this.
I can do it.
Merci.
Yep.
You can't escape.
Not quite. We should have targeted the other one.
Meet your reckoning. Ready? Doors of Chroma. Open! I'll do it.
Okay.
I told you.
You can't escape.
All right, creation. Are we at Renoir? Is this Renoir? There's nothing down here. Where do we go? Where do we go? How do we get over there? Am I missing a path? How do we get over there? What have I not done? Do we gotta go on top of these buildings? I have no path. I'm not gonna talk to you? Oh, he's gone silent. What? It knows that you fought him? And you can't just go back and fight him again? That seems crazy. I mean, it would give our second playthrough a purpose, I guess. Can you really not go and fight him again? That's crazy. Why would you dictate that on people? Most people will just end up looking up the alternate ending on YouTube as a result. That seems like an odd choice. That seems like an odd design choice. It's a good thing we didn't waste our time going through the first time around when we first got over here. Why? Why would I not? Why would I know that? They didn't tell me. Why would I know that? Yeah, and I would have not have guessed that. Because that seems like a strange design choice. Because if people want to experience it for themselves, just allow them to experience it. Yeah, I would have to have reloaded a previous save. See, there's the irony too, is that you could have re-experienced the second ending. All you would have had to have done is reload a save right before you beat him. Yeah, that's super weird. That's a bizarre design choice, considering you could easily do that. Unfortunately, I don't. Although I do have some of my old file saves, I don't think they were that old. I'm surprised nobody told me that, though. None of you told me. You even told me. You're acting like it's common knowledge. That's literally why we were just going over here this entire time right now. It was to try to get the second ending. Why else would we be coming over here to fight Renoir? Here, hold on a second. I'm curious now. Let me see I'm gonna check my old saves. So I'm surprised none of you guys said that. I'm like, let's go experience the second ending. Let's go fight Renoir again. Nobody said a single thing. So yeah, let's see. Because I did have my save files, but how old were they? How long ago was that? I think it was after we beat him. The oldest save I have is from the 19th of April. How long ago did we beat? How long ago did we beat Renoir? Farming what? What could I'm level 99. What could I possibly be farming at the end here? What the heck? What the heck? We're gonna see if we can manage to do this. Interestingly enough, if we go back, it's gonna make the boss fight hard again. How long ago did we beat Renoir? Oh, it's been a while. Gosh, it's actually been a really long time. That's insane, man, how much extra content we've played through. 3 weeks ago. 3 weeks ago we beat Renoir. Oh, I don't think we have a save file that goes back that far. We beat Renoir back on April 10th. That's how much extra content we've been playing since then. Unfortunately, we do not have any save files that go back that far. If only I had known, man, I would have saved these. I would have saved them 100% so we could go back and do it again. See, again, that's weird. That's why to me it seems like a weird design choice, because you could literally go turn around and go and experience the second ending by simply reloading a save point before you fought. The reason why I didn't think, and I would not have thought that you couldn't, is because it almost, when you beat him, it looks as though it's reloading the save right before you fought him. So it almost looks like it just simply reloaded the old save. But in reality it didn't. It must have created a save for right after you beat him. It is a big game. It's a crazy big game. To be fair, we did not do a lot of the Act 3 content until we beat Renoir. So there was a lot of extra stuff to do. But yeah, even still. So that means we're not going to be able to experience the second ending until the end of our French playthrough. Unless we just look it up on YouTube. I'm kind of tempted just to look it up on YouTube now, to be honest. That seems like a very, very bizarre design choice, where majority of players that want to experience both endings are just going to end up looking it up on YouTube or reloading their previous save. So why design it so technically speaking you can't experience it by going back through and fighting him again? Could it? I mean, do I want to experience the other ending in French? I want to experience the other ending in English first. I'd rather experience the other ending in French or in English before doing before doing a French play. That would be the only reason I'd want to look it up right now, is because I'd want to see it in English. You know what I mean? I want to experience the English actors and everything. Because if we were gonna do a French playthrough, I would probably end up doing that too. I would want to do both endings, so I could experience both endings in French. Should we just look it up? Should we just look up the English, the alternate ending, so we can experience it in English? All right, that's simple enough subject. But I also said, hey, let's go get the alternate ending. Here, I'm putting on the swimsuit so we can get the Renoir outfit in the alternate ending. That's why we came over here. We said, let's go get the alternate ending. We're gonna go try to fight Renoir. We've repeatedly said we were gonna go fight Renoir over and over and over again. In fact, you even responded. You said, what did they change about Renoir? And I was like, they didn't technically. We're going to fight him right now. We've said it so many times, subject. It's true. Here's only half listening, subject. Yeah, let's look it up. Because like I said, I would want to experience it. I mean, I guess we could do the French playthrough, get the alternate ending, and then go watch the English version of that ending. I mean, I guess we could do that. We could do that. So do I have to make a new... So if we do New Game Plus, because you can access New Game Plus on the flag. Should we play the beginning right now? This is going to be a really short stream. One thing I do want to do is look up the trailers. This is something I should start doing at the end of all my playthroughs, because I don't watch any trailers before I play these games. So I'd be curious to watch the trailers for this. We could bring up the trailers and watch them. Confused my butt. You said nothing. And music. Didn't even know. New Game Plus will kill your normal playthrough. So I'm basically done. As soon as I hit New Game Plus, this is going to overwrite my... Well, technically speaking, it's going to overwrite. I say technically because I'm going to go and save it right now. I'm going to Alt-Tab here and we're going to save all my save files from this current playthrough. Like I said, if I had any inkling that it wasn't going to let us get the alternate ending, I would have saved my save files back when we beat Renoir the first time. Alright, so... we're going to save our current save files. And then I guess we could go ahead and start New Game Plus. We need to change it to French. We need to change the audio to French. Do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do. Do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do. Let's see. We're looking for the Sandfall folder. Sandfall? Somewhere in here. Okay, so we'll do that. We won't look up the English ending. We'll just simply, when we come around on the second playthrough, we'll play through it. We'll get the alternate ending. And then we will then look up on YouTube the English version of the ending. But I would have preferred... I don't know. I say that. I would have preferred experiencing the alternate ending in English first. Okay. Saving our May 5th. May 5th save folder. And we'll be able to restore that if we need to for some reason. Should I... Okay, so if we're on this save, should we switch back to our expedition outfits if we're starting it over? Oh, we're gonna watch the trailers first. Okay, game's done. We beat it. We beat everything. I think. I guess I don't know that for sure. I'm not 100% on that entirely. I think we have. Hi, Zoe. You can lay here, girl, as long as you're friendly to your sisters. She's eyeballing. She's trying to see whether or not there's a place to go here. No, she changed her mind. She changed her mind. Yeah, let's look up some trailers. I want to see whether or not... Now, the reason why I don't look at any trailers when going into games is because I do like to go in almost completely blind. I like to be completely unknown to every element of the game. Story, characters, visuals, gameplay. I love going into games not knowing a damn thing, which is why I try to tell people, don't tell me anything as we're going through. Not even the slightest, tiniest thing that you might think is not that big of a deal, or definitely not a big deal because it was in the trailers. I don't watch the trailers, so I don't ever know what the heck is going to be in it going in. Man, I am so glad I didn't do that with freaking Death Stranding 2. There is a bunch of stuff in the Death Stranding 2 trailer that I am so glad I didn't know going into it. Let's see. Okay. So we're gonna mute the game. Which trailer should I look at? Obviously, there must be a teaser trailer first, right? Claire Obscure teaser trailer. Well, here's a launch trailer. That's not what we want. We don't want a launch trailer. There's an official trailer from a year ago. A launch trailer. The official trailer, there's a reveal trailer. Let's go to Sandfall Interactive's YouTube.
Product not.
Surely all the trailers in question are going to be these ones. Okay. All right, so we're on Sandfall's YouTube. I would think the oldest is what we want to go to, right? Or not. These are a year ago, and these are soundtracks. Here's a first look gameplay. Oh, reveal trailer. Okay, yeah, here we go. Reveal trailer, first look gameplay, cast reveal. All right, cast reveal. Sure, why not? Baguette trailer? Was this from before the game released? Release date trailer. All right. There's a lot of interesting promo videos they dropped. Some original soundtrack songs, official music video, behind the music. When did the game come out? When did the game release? Claire Obscure release date. April 24th. So yeah, sure enough, they released these 2 months before the game dropped. Behind the music. I mean, this is a clever idea for a lot of promo material before the game dropped. They've got character trailers. Should we watch all these? This is a lot of stuff. This is a lot of stuff. Surely this has got to be after the game released. Let's see. 2 days. April 24th, did I say? This dropped 2 days before the release of the game, where they did an interview with Verso and Mael, Ben Starr and Jennifer English. Okay, launch trailer right here. Okay, so that's what we want. We want launch trailer as well. We're gonna watch these in order.
Rated
I'll ponder the character one.
product.
So this is the reveal trailer. Is that the very first thing? Soundtrack reveal trailer. So this is the reveal trailer. We're going back in time. This was June of 2024. Almost a year before its release. That is great. Was this the first time that anybody had seen anything? That's a fantastic release window. Less than a year later after they revealed it. That is what I want. Enough of this. I know. The main reason that we end up getting so many developers announcing games and having teaser trailers, and then the game doesn't come out for 3, 4, 5, 6, 10 years, is because they're trying to satisfy shareholders. This is why public companies suck. Because they want to be like, they want to reassure shareholders, no, look, we are doing something. Look at this great IP that we have. Look at this new thing we're making. And then it doesn't come out forever and ever. This is what I want more of. I want it to be closer to like movies. I want a reveal trailer and then it to come out in a year. Unfortunately. Oh, no, if anything, this is more of a roast for something like games like... Well, I guess to be fair, Star Citizen was weirder. That's like because that's like fan-funded. If anything, the closer thing would be to Duke Nukem. Obviously, that was development hell. I think it took 12 years to release. Cyberpunk 2077 took 10 years to release, and it still ended up releasing too early. Cyberpunk 2077 probably should have had 12 years to cook. But they released it because of pressure from the shareholders, and they ended up releasing it too early. But it took 10 years for Cyberpunk 2077 to drop. It was an ambitious project, and they announced it a decade too early because of the bloody shareholders. See, you have that too. Now, obviously, you could possibly still have that. Ideally, what you want, now presumably this is how this game was. You want to get it to at least you want to get it to at least beta. That it would be ideal. Don't announce your game until it is out of alpha and into beta testing. If it's out of alpha and into beta, then you can reliably probably guesstimate that you could release it within 6 months to a year. If your game's still in alpha, ideally it would be nice if they didn't reveal or announce it yet. But unfortunately, that's not how it usually is. Usually games get announced way, way early, and then, yeah, you might have Now, if they do that and they're like, oh, it's not where we're sitting and it's not feeling good. Oh, and now we've discovered a couple things that we want to change and maybe rework or start over, and delays happen. You know, that's inevitable. That can happen no matter what. But ideally, preferably it would be nice to have games further along in development before they're even announced that they're being worked on. In the case of something like Cyberpunk 2077, they announced it, I think, at the same time or shortly after having acquired the IP for Cyberpunk. I don't know. I mean, you could at least announce it, I guess, to the shareholders, but maybe don't make a public trailer. I don't know. It was a badass trailer for Cyberpunk 2077. The teaser trailer that dropped when they announced that they were doing the Cyberpunk IP, so cool. And they kept the visual style for the most part. But yeah, it didn't release for another decade. Oh well. All right. Let's watch the reveal trailer. Back in June 2024.
Not yet rated.
Not yet rated.
Soon she'll wake and paint again. Paint a new number, ticking down every year. One stroke, and everyone of that age vanishes into nothing.
Wow. Okay. And this, ladies and gentlemen, is why I don't watch trailers. I guess I'm not running a very good YouTube channel in that I don't watch trailers or do trailer reactions, but this is why I don't watch trailers. And here's the thing, I do watch teaser trailers sometimes for games, and it's one of the only times I'll watch a trailer. It's teaser trailers. This would be the teaser trailer that I would have watched. I am so glad that I went into this game not having all these details. I didn't know what the Gamage was. I didn't know that people were going to disappear when we hit the number. What? Now, don't get me wrong. This makes sense. You're trying to sell your game. This would obviously gain the interest you need. This is what would pique your interest. I guess I didn't really think about it because, yeah, I mean, you got to show something. I don't know. I don't know what you could have done differently. But man, I'm glad I did not watch this. Right. I didn't know that a bunch of people were going to get Thanos snapped out of existence right at the beginning of the game. I had no idea what they were talking about when they were saying, like, oh, the Gamage is coming up. We got to get the flowers for them and everything. Now, to be fair, once they disappeared, I was kind of like, why are there not more people in Greater Morning? You knew? All right, let's continue.
Every year she paints again. And every year, an expedition departs for the continent with one hopeless mission. Destroy the paintress so she can never paint death again. We'll break the cycle so she can't steal anyone else's future.
This world is full of wonders.
Yet everywhere we go, we walk with death.
Do you mean we're the only ones left?
Subject, you had the Gamage figured out within 10 minutes? You knew that everybody was dying when it was going to switch from 34 to 33? And everybody at the age of 33 was 33 or 34 were going to disappear? I don't believe you, Subject. I do not believe you. Wow, they had the game really ready to go. This is all straight from it, wasn't it? You said first 10 minutes. That does not all happen within the first 10 minutes. The first 10 minutes of the game, we talked to freaking Mael and Fighter in a tutorial. What do you mean? That's like the first half an hour to an hour.
We lay the trail for those who will come after. Right.
And even then, it's super vague.
Our Expedition 33.
You definitely get more of an inkling as you're approaching the dock, but I don't think I still understood to the extent that it was going to happen. Yeah, I'm super glad I did not watch even the teaser trailer. Teaser trailer dropped a lot, and it was so nice going into the game completely fresh. I wasn't even totally sure, like, I was on board until the Gamage happened, and then I was like, oh, damn, all right. All right, fine, Subject. You're super smart or we're super stupid. I'm glad we were able to come to this realization. Excellent. Good to know. All right, so this is the first look gameplay.
68. Elodie's expedition.
You know the commanders of every expedition.
I mean, we
Expedition
got...
68.
Hold on, can you actually say this is first look gameplay? We saw a bunch of gameplay in that teaser trailer, right? The reveal trailer showed a bunch of gameplay. This isn't first look. Was this released the same day? Let's see. No, it wasn't. Wow. Okay, so first look gameplay dropped a few months later. So yeah, but yeah, I mean, this isn't the first look gameplay. We saw gameplay in the teaser trailer.
The boat was blown into the air by a storm. Lumiere lost sight of it, but assumed they crashed.
Oh
on the
yeah,
continent.
we're not. I mean, Resident Evil was a no-brainer. We weren't going to watch any trailers for Resident Evil. We don't need to be convinced to buy it. If it was going to get good reviews, we're going to get it. It's a little harder on games that are completely brand new. Pragmata I didn't know about at all until its release. And by that point, there's no point in watching trailers. All I'm going to do is see whether or not it's recommended or if it's getting good reviews. That is the best experiences we have with games. If I am paying attention to some gaming news, we might get exposed to like teaser trailers on games earlier on. But more often than not, I'm usually in the dark on game releases. And so the only thing that I'm paying attention to is whether or not people suddenly start coming to me saying, are you going to play this? Or you should play this. And then coupled with, is the game getting overall good reviews? If it is, then I'll usually pick it up or put it on a wish list and pick it up when it's on sale. Yeah, so Pragmata, see, Crimson Desert's another one where I'm not really sure about. I actually haven't had a lot of people recommend it to me. I know it came out, and the only reason I knew it came out was because it came out the same time as Death Stranding 2 on PC. But I haven't had a lot of people recommending it to me. But yeah, Pragmata looks... I have seen imagery from Pragmata from NVIDIA. I know that it has like some kind of robot and a little girl, or an armored guy and a little girl, something like that. That's all I know about it. So I've seen like the promo art for it, but I haven't watched any trailers or anything. But yeah, it's been getting crazy good reviews. I think it's got like a 96% on Steam. So yeah, we're definitely gonna pick it up at some point. At some point. We got a Pragmata it. Am I pronouncing it wrong? Pragmata? Is it Pragmata? Pragmata? Pragmata. I like saying Pragmata. So yeah, it's on my wish list. We'll probably pick it up at some point. When are we going to play it? That's another question. I'm not sure.
And they survived. The storm, at least.
All right, let's keep moving. We found the weird corals. Mael must be close by.
Wait. Everyone. Looks like a different species.
Doesn't matter. They're between us and Mael.
Yeah, culmination of good ideas. They didn't really change much, did they? I mean, the teaser trailer showed there wasn't much that was different from the teaser trailer to the
Slow down.
release.
We don't know what's inside yet.
But even stuff like this, see, this is the type of stuff that I think people would probably consider not that spoilery. But even like the fact that we walked into a place like the Flying Waters for the first time, not knowing anything about it, right? Just the visual interest from first walking into the Flying Waters that would have been spoiled if we had watched something like this gameplay trailer. And in Flying Waters was awesome to experience when we first walked in.
This building has a certain melancholy beauty. A lone outpost of humanity nestled amongst the corals. A sailor lost at sea.
Right.
Our resident cynic is now a poet.
Wouldn't expect a Cartesian engineer to understand beauty.
So yeah, the only thing I had going on for this game when we entered it was the art. This artwork was the only thing I had to go on.
We can use that.
Which just made me think of Elden Ring. When I first saw it, I was like, oh, this feels very Elden Ring coded. But yeah, I didn't know if I figured it was gonna be fantasy, just based on that alone, and I didn't know if like there's gonna be, you know, elves and orcs in it.
Watch out!
Is there gonna be monsters, monster types, zombies? Was there any zombies in this game?
It's coming.
Could anything be considered zombies? Is Verso a zombie? We comment that it seems like every single game we play has zombies in it, at some degree. They did change the fonts. They ended up kind of uniforming, because the thing is that the main font that they're using is here in the UI, but there's some other font that they decided to switch out and just keep it all the same. It seems like, for the most part, though, everything's pretty much the same. You've got the turns up in the top left that look pretty much the same. The parry, dodge, jump, I think, was moved a little bit over to the right. You guys can't see it. Character menus in the bottom right are pretty much the same. Skill switch is the same. The victory screen is pretty much the same. They didn't really change
peaceful,
much.
as long as we don't touch the flowers.
Yeah, let's not get too sentimental. It's still a painter's creation.
So from the reveal to the release of the game, they must have just been doing primarily bug fixes. The definition of a game studio not announcing a game until they were effectively in beta testing. Which is exactly what I want from most game studios.
It felt familiar somehow.
Gustav, we won't understand what's going on if we kill everything that moves.
The Gestrel village must be ahead.
Returnal's only a couple years old.
She'll be fine.
And a game just came out that's the spiritual successor? They did a turnaround of only a couple years?
We're not dying here!
I don't, if I had watched this gameplay trailer, I don't know if that would have convinced me to get the game, to be honest. The gameplay was the big unknown going into this title. Everybody said that the story was good enough that I was probably going to like it no matter what. So we ended up playing it anyways, but I actually ended up really, really liking the gameplay a lot. Jake Baldino said, I have a good feeling about this one. I'm going to tell my kids this is Final Fantasy VII. Well, Edward here was predicting Game of the Year before it... Oh, no. Wait, what? Hold on. All right, these are cheating comments. These are cheating comments. These comments were dropped after the game came out, weren't they? These are cheating comments. Show us the oldest comments. Edward said, "Ladies and gentlemen, I will see you here when this game wins Game of the Year." Was this before? This was 9 months ago, so this Edward at least played the game, but he liked it enough that he did predict correctly that it was going to win Game of the Year, and it won both the BAFTA and the VGA. Sort by... I can't sort by oldest? Well, that's disappointing. I want to see the oldest. I want to see the oldest comments. YouTube, give me an oldest sort by. What the heck, man? All right. So the next trailer after that was cast reveal. They didn't drop this until October.
Do you know what it means to disappear into nothingness?
We watched all the Carbot animations. Yeah, Carbot animations we already watched. Remember, we talked about that music. Because I said that I saw the Expedition 60 animation, which was great. But yeah, I watched all of them. They were really good.
Their dreams, their love for each other.
Strongest Soldier, welcome back. Welcome back. How do you know we beat Simon? Maybe we didn't. Maybe we gave up. It's too hard. He's too hard, man. We've given up and we're just watching trailers.
We exist for as long as she wants. You won't yet understand. But this is a kindness.
I just realized these subtitles. If somebody watches my video with subtitles, there's going to be 2 layers of subtitles. Maybe we'll turn those off for the moment.
Cruelty.
The plan doesn't change.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. What was that?
Not
scene?
cruelty.
Am I not remembering this cutscene?
The plan doesn't change. We keep heading north. We aim for the monolith.
I am not letting Mael die out here.
I've been having nightmares.
Why do you refuse to see I am doing this for us?
This is one reason I'm looking forward to. We did rewatch a few cutscenes because I would have to catch up Cleo on her whenever she missed any cutscenes. But now that we've actually gotten through the game, Act 3, beaten it, I'm looking forward to rewatching everything. Oh, come on. Where's the cast? A lot of good dialogue. I thought it was going to actually show the cast. Okay, it's about to. It's about to reveal their names. I thought it was actually going to show
Everything be
the
decided
voice actors.
before their very eyes, between the bars of their prison, in the shadow of the monolith.
They did not do that. They just showed their names. Okay. That's a little surprising. Cast reveal. Again, I want to see the oldest comments. These are all going to be newer comments. I want to see old comments. It's going to be like impossible to find the old comments. Coming spring 2025. They nailed it too. Yeah, they didn't delay it or anything. All right, the Baguette trailer. Now this is crazy to me. Back in this release just after the cast reveal, they decided to release a Baguette trailer. This feels like a trailer that would... I don't know what an appropriate time would be for this. After release? All right, let's see the Baguette trailer.
Do you have any idea what it feels like to disappear forever?
I'm sorry, what? Who said that?
Their memories.
What is going on? Oh my... Oh, it's only in French. And YouTube automatically added an English translation audio. Hold on.
L'amour.
It's like, who's...
As-tu la moindre idée de ce que ça fait de disparaître à tout jamais? Leurs souvenirs. Leurs rêves.
Am I getting spoiled by this French? Is this Verso talking? Here, let's listen to the weird English auto dub. Is it Gustav?
Their love for each other.
I wish he sounded like this.
We will continue to exist. As long as she wants us to.
You can't understand yet.
Okay, the English presumably auto dub is completely different from the subtitles. Let's keep the subtitles on though.
It's not about that.
The plan hasn't changed. We continue north. Towards the monolith.
It sounds so weird
I
and
refuse
echoey.
to let Mile die here.
Oh, you know why it sounds weird and echoey? It's YouTube removing the French voice and then supplanting the English one.
I have nightmares.
I have nightmares.
Why don't you see that I'm doing all this for us?
He looked familiar to me, I think. Jesus.
What?
Jesus.
Why did she say Jesus?
Jesus.
Jesus Christ. What just happened? What did she say in French? It didn't have a subtitle. Ned. Gosh, the audio is so bad.
May all this be decided under their own skies between the bars of their prison in the shadow of the monolith. See you soon. In a next life.
What?
Eyes between the...
Hold on. Let me listen to the French. I don't know. I think Sandfall may have wasted a lot of money on this cast. They should have just used these voices. I think the game still would have been just as good.
De leur prison. Dans l'ombre. Du monolithe.
Alright, what does she say at the end here?
À bientôt. Dans une prochaine vie.
See you in the next life. What did our English counterpart say?
See you soon. In a next life.
It was translated alright. Oh my gosh. I love how cheerful he sounds. Could you imagine how less impactful it would have been if they were like, so yeah, we spent all of our money on the writing and the music. We can't really afford a cast, so We found this guy. He says he's willing to do the lines. All right, sit him down. Let's hear these line readings.
Do you have any idea what it feels like to disappear forever? Their memories, their dreams, their love for each other.
It's perfect. It's gonna have to do. We've run out of money. He says he'll do it for a sandwich. As long as we feed him each day. All right.
We exist and we will continue to exist. As long as she wants us to.
Well, we did predict really early on that yeah, the Paintress. It seemed obvious that the Paintress was being damned too much, too quickly, too early, and not enough people had an alternate view of her. So yeah, we predicted pretty early on that the Paintress was going to turn out that the Paintress was just misunderstood. They're able to see her changing the numbers, so they automatically damn her and blame her for everything. But it's going to turn out that, you know, not everything is as it seems.
Rated mature.
So are these all French ones too? It doesn't say French. Audio track, US original. Okay, so this one's not in French.
I've been having nightmares. Being out here isn't what I expected.
So this is the release date trailer. When did this come out? This came out January of 2025.
Legacy can take many forms, right?
Reveal the actual
Learn
date.
from the ones who came before.
And they betrayal. The ones who come after.
Wait, I hear something.
Get ready. Is that a Kestrel?
Loco.
I still can't believe they exist.
To what do we owe the pleasure of your company? I just need one foot. Aha!
Interesting. Do we have a trailer of Monoko meeting Gustav?
To what do we owe the pleasure of your company? I just need one foot. Aha!
It's good misdirect.
You can turn into a Levron.
Bonjour, mes amis.
We need to cross the sea? Bulger said you could help?
All right. Ready to sail like a snail.
This is a much better way to travel.
We're gonna take down the Paintress, just the three of us?
I didn't take you for a coward.
I'm not a coward.
Oh yeah, I see that.
Paintress. Us.
As long as even one of us stands, our fight is not over.
Yeah, I think the very good misdirect was the Gustav locked abilities that never came back. I thought that for sure, after it turned out that there was going to be a possibility that we were going to bring people back in Act 3, that we were gonna not only see Gustav again, but be able to play him again. I was thinking there was a possibility that we even might end up getting Gustav to replace Verso. That's what I was thinking was going to happen, where we would be able to go back into the lands after possibly even beating Renoir, is that we would get Gustav back in Verso's place. Or at least have an option to. So yeah, Sandfall, yeah, the skill tree was definitely a good thing, because I was saying, like, either Sandfall has spoiled the fact that we're going to get to play Gustav again, and he has a bunch of locked abilities, or they were smart enough to not just have a limited amount of abilities, and they've had a bunch of fake locked ones to conceal the fact that he was going to be dying, which is very clever. That was a very, very clever addition. And I would love to hear from a Sandfall designer at what point they decided to do that. Was it in play testing? Was somebody on like the higher end team of plotting and everything going like, guys, if he's dying at this point early in the game, I mean, we can only have so many skills for him, but won't the limited amount of skills be kind of a giveaway? And someone was like, yeah, we should probably put a bunch of fake locked skills. Fake locked skills, which was good thinking. Good thinking. So they had Behind the Music releasing a lot closer on February, a couple months before.
La musique de compositeur de jeux vidéo le soir avant de m'endormir, donc je pouvais écouter 2-3 heures des OST avant de dormir. Et j'adorais entendre du coup tous les micro-détails qu'il y a dans le fond des musiques. Encore plus de rythmique
Ouais, je pense qu'on peut en avoir besoin.
I've already watched some stuff on
Il m'a montré des images de son
music
projet
development,
qui à l'époque s'appelait We Lost et qui était
it's fascinating. Oh, look at that. Yeah, some of this early footage.
s'appelait We Lost. Le soir avant de
And it's
m'endormir,
really neat that they decided to show off early footage like this, and talking about how they managed to stumble upon getting someone so musically talented almost by luck. Same thing with like the writers and everybody. Like I said, like so when I've said like it feels like they got lucky with this game, it wasn't so much that they were lucky in their development skills. It was more like the lightning in the bottle was them happening to stumble upon each other and all, meet and decide to work on this project together. Including for the music and the writing and everything.
La Pentresse qui est à genoux, les bras croisés, c'est vraiment...
Right, the idea that their lead writer was just somebody who was like, I've always had a passion for writing. It's not something I've really been doing. You know what I mean? Like that's lightning in a bottle. But yeah, look at I love that they've released like some of this early footage.
Mes inspirations viennent beaucoup.
I mean, can you imagine if the game looked like this? The writing might be solid enough that they could have released it in this state.
Pour imaginer un univers sonore, imaginer des
thèmes, thankfully
imaginer des mélodies sur cet univers.
Moved production to
La Pentresse qui est
Unreal Engine 5.
Se perdra.
And I'm sure Epic Games is loving that this game went on to be a success. Because you have to consider the fact that any game that's made with the Unreal Engine, Epic Games gets a cut of every copy sold. So they're counting their lucky stars that this studio decided to use their engine. Yeah, all the music's really, really great in this game. All right, launch trailer, day of release.
M for mature.
Yeah, the mocap is the one thing that was really surprising to me, because I think we brought it up at one point that the Unreal Engine was capable of doing mocap with stuff like iPhones. And I think that's what they ended up doing. They did like facial mocap, but I am curious because there was at first I thought the game maybe did lip sync to the French dialogue, but then I looked it up and found out no, most of the mocap was all for the English. But there was a lot of times, like, if you had to critique some things in this game, the lip sync was off sometimes. And I do wonder if they rewrote some dialogue and either didn't have the time or just chose not to reanimate the facial animations, remocap the animations for the facial. Because there's times where the lip sync seems really off, to where I was wondering, did they just dub English over French facial animations? But no, I think they did English. So then I was wondering, did they actually meticulously take the time to animate the faces with the dialogue? But then I saw behind the scenes that shows that not only did they do mocap, but they did do the cameras, because that's something the Unreal Engine 5 can do. The Unreal Engine 5 has like completely changed how easy it is for in-house studios working with the engine to do stuff like facial animations and lip syncing and with your dialogue, and it's so nice. It's super, super nice. And that's what they did with this game. They did I think they did phones. I'm assuming they did like iPhones for capturing the facial animations and the lip animations. I'm assuming that's what it is. That's got to be what it is that they did all the mocap, they did the facial animations, and at some point they must have changed the dialogue and re-recorded dialogue, and they just didn't have the time or didn't feel it necessary to go back and do new lip sync facial animations for the new dialogue. So yeah, that's got to be what it is, because they did take the time to do the face recordings.
You should never have come. You're only going to make things worse for everyone.
No. She chose to come. I didn't make the rules between you two.
You're fighting to change things.
For those who come after. Right?
I thought I was used to losing people.
Yeah, me too.
Is this true?
Mael's with him.
We need to go, now.
Who are you?
I don't know if that would necessarily be true for me.
It seems absurd to offer oblivion as recompense, but
she'll never paint again.
I've played some games that unfortunately had some pretty talented composers, but the game didn't turn out to be so hot. That does happen every once in a while, or you might end up getting a game with some really good voice actors and the gameplay is awful. Yeah, so they did. They ended up with a pretty damn good, well-rounded team on this. And this is literally their first game, right? Usually, like, you'll have games that do eventually come out with a game and it's really, really good, but you'll see, like, oh, they made like a couple little games, a couple little indie titles, maybe they did a couple mobile games, just to get, a feel for things and get their crew together before they do something big. Nova, are you comfy, girl? You look crazy. Look at her, babies. She's nuts. Her little feets. I would say that that's one thing that I personally, if I had been directing the scenes for the first Gamage, I probably would have changed. We talked about this a little bit. I probably would have changed. I would have had more people. Maybe acting a little sadder, and maybe having more people embrace one another. Like the idea of the mother holding the hand of the child and then she just disappears was super crazy to me. I don't know what CL's doing. CL's insane. Look at CL. This is what happens when you leave the AI to do whatever they want for too long. They start losing their minds, and CL is shaping up to fight Mael. This is a psychological game that CL is playing with Mael right now. She's like, what are you gonna do about it, Mael? What are you gonna do about me? Huh? You coming at me? You coming at me? What you doing? Now, to be fair, if Sophie and Gustav had they weren't totally on board with each other, maybe it makes sense that they wouldn't hug, right? Because we don't know to the extent that they had a difference of opinions to the end. They obviously still cared for each other. But I was thinking, like, for example, if Cleo and I the Gamage was about to happen, and the idea that I was about to disappear, we would be holding each other. We would be embracing. Obviously, maybe even bawling our eyes out. But we can't assume that possibly, since the Gamage has happened so many times, maybe they're better mentally prepared for it. But even still, there was a little too much casualness going on with that first Gamage that we get to witness, where everybody's just like, this is happening. All right, bye. You do have some little subtle stuff on the way there that I would have liked to have seen more of, like the little girl that seems to be, she doesn't want to go, right? The assumption is her dad is about to get gamaged, and she's like stuck there, and they're trying to motion her to move on. Super sad knowing what ends up happening to see something like that. I would have liked to have seen more of that. And then in the cutscene itself, yeah, I would have liked to have seen like the child hugging and embracing the mother as she disappears or something like that. CL's not backing down. She's not backing down. I'm assuming that's supposed to be the idea, but I feel like even if they're used to it and they try to, like, they teach all their kids about it and stuff, and people get used to it and they know the Gamage is going to be happening, I still feel like you'd still be sad to see loved ones go. You would be super sad that you're seeing them leaving. It'd be like knowing that, because you have loved ones that get, terminal, and that they're probably going to be like, I have to come to the realization that my parents are going to be dying soon. This is just a fact of life. They're at that age. They're going to be dying soon. Well, soonish. Soonish in the scheme of spanning decades, right? I'm still gonna be a wreck when the day comes. I can mentally prepare for it as much as I want. I'm still gonna be a wreck when my parents pass away eventually. Alright, we gotta move. I can't take CL doing this anymore. Girl, what are you doing? And is this something that the characters do regularly? Why is she walking around and staring down Mael? This is crazy. What? Well, I kind of want to start New Game Plus. Huh? I know. Yeah, I kind of want to start New Game Plus, but does it make sense to start it right now? Would it make more sense to wait for us to actually start the new stream and then do New Game Plus? It'd be weird to like do the opening, even if we were just doing like the opening cutscene. Alright, well, we didn't get a chance to do Bathing Suit Renoir. That's very disappointing. I don't know if there's anything left that we should be doing. I'm sure we're missing some Pictos and stuff, but I don't know if we need to be overall really worried about it. Like, are we gonna have access to these outfits when we switch around? It would be weird to me to have something like Verso's patch on his arm before we get to that point in the game. So I feel like it would make sense to have him prepped with, if not that outfit, this outfit. Verso. We're gonna have Monoko prepped and ready to look ridiculous, though, the first time we see him. Will he look different in the initial cutscenes when we first see him? If we set him up with like this kind of outfit beforehand? I don't know if we can give him the buns. We gotta give him, I don't know, we gotta give him the double bun or French bob. What do you think? I want him to look this way when we first encounter him. Double buns? You want the big hairdo like this? What about the Oskio versus Eskie? You don't want him to be purpley and glowy? You think he's too bright? I want to see him in the cutscenes with this. What do you guys think? Eskie or Oskio? I mean, I'm a sucker for purple. Oh, you have to reacquire the outfits? Isn't that supposed to be part of the fun for New Game Plus? Is that you have optional outfits and you can see them in alternate cuts, and you can see them in cutscenes and have them look different? In that sense, now we have to really test this. I mean, we won't. I'm assuming Mael we wouldn't have an option for Mael in the opening cutscenes. Although that would be great. It'd be great if we did. Like in the very, very first cutscenes when she first meets up with Gustav, it would be great if we could just put her in a random outfit. We're gonna put her in the Eskie outfit and see and test it. I feel like that's something you'd remember. We'll test all of it. We'll have everybody set up slightly different. Oh, I'm still bummed out about this outfit, man. Sandfall, you gotta fix this outfit and make it look like it did when the game released. Hi, Nova. You wanted to play fetch? You dropped your mouse down there? I can't reach it. Yeah, I don't know what we would pick for her. We could keep her in the chic with the crown for now. Verso, I don't know what we would do with Verso for the first time we see him. If he would show up. How awesome would that be, though? How awesome, because I think the first time you see Verso is when you're looking over his shoulder at Gustav and Lune. So wouldn't it be great if you could set him up in an alternate outfit like this, and you'd see the alternate outfit on the shoulder when you're looking over the shoulder at them? That'd be great. Would we be able to tell? We could put him in this fiery one. Obviously, it'd be more obvious in like a bright outfit. We'll just put him in the fiery one for now. He looks crazy. Do this. You can say that he burned all his hair off his head when he was trying to work this outfit. His crazy glowing mullet. Oh, that's weird. I didn't think about that. I'm glad we didn't think to like go into photo mode during cutscenes, but now that we are thinking about that, we might do that. We might pop into photo mode during cutscenes now that we've experienced them all. Yeah, that's odd. And it's odd that they would have that as the default outfit. Alright, well, I don't know. We'll give him the Simon hair, because that'd be crazy too, if we see that. And we'll test it with her, because that'd be so great if she was wearing like this at the very beginning. We'll keep her anniversary hair on. Alright, so this is our wacky crew. What have we decided? Are we waiting? Should we wait to start the New Game Plus? Let's wait to start the New Game Plus. Because like I said, I mean we could do it. Well, let's go ahead and start it. Let's start the New Game Plus, and we'll restart it upon the next, So we need to change the, can we just change it right now? Audio language can only be changed from the title menu. That answers that. Alright, title menu. Return to title screen. Alright. Let's see. Hold on a second. Hi, Nova. Nova's playing fetch right now. You guys can't see. I can't really show it either. Let me see here. I mean, at best, all I'm going to do is throw it, and she's going to jump off from right here. Can you guys see her? Nova loves playing fetch, so she brought me her mouse, her favorite toy, her favorite mouse to chase. She said, "Can you throw this, please? I need it to seem like it's alive." You ready? Here we go. There she goes. We'll see if she brings it back to that same spot. Alright, changing it to French. That is the only audio options we have. We have English and French. Here she comes. You bringing it back up, girl? Oh my gosh. She dropped it down below there. She's been bringing it up this whole time. I have to, yeah, I should have ignored her. She's like, here I am, I brought it back. Alright, that's fine. What the heck, man? That's super silly. Alright. Alright, so we've changed it to French. With our text, English. And we're gonna start New Game Plus. We're gonna start the opening sequence. Opening sequence in preparation for actually playing New Game Plus French playthrough. Alright, you are about to start New Game Plus. In this mode, enemies and battles will be much harder. Exclusive rewards and loot can also be unlocked. Really? They've got exclusive rewards in New Game Plus? You will keep your character progression and your inventory, but everything else will be lost. I mean, it says it'll keep our inventory. To me, that should include the outfits. Side quest progression, quest items, and relationship levels will be reset. Unless it considers outfits quest items. Alright, is there nothing else to do, right? We've done everything? Everything's done. Right? I mean, granted, we could have like gone and farmed some more Lumina points, but we're done otherwise, right? I don't think we need to do anything else. Should we turn the challenge back down, enemy life multiplier, just in case? Let's do that, just in case. Alright, New Game Plus, continue. Like I said, I have my old saves. I've saved the old saves just in case. Right? Right? This process is irreversible. Your save will be erased when you start a new game. Are you sure you want to continue? Yes, please. Yes, please. Alright. Whoops, what am I doing? There we go. No, what the heck, man? Cleo's throwing it for her now. Okay, alright. Continue. So yeah, we'll rewatch this once we start the official New Game Plus stream. We're just getting a taste. Gosh, it'd be so great. It'd be so great if Mael enters wearing her crazy outfit. Even if she's not playable yet. Or if Gustav was wearing whatever we had on Verso.
Quitte à offrir une fleur à une femme, tu devrais peut-être le faire avant qu'elle ne se flétrisse et ne meure.
Qui, la fleur? Ou Sophie?
Ouh, de l'humour noir, Sophie adorerait.
It's kind of weird how much Mael...
C'est toi qui l'as dit, pas moi.
Mael's French voice
Les
actor
autres t'attendent.
sounds.
Tu es censé les aider à préparer le festival.
Pourquoi? Installer 3 tables? Ça va aller.
Oh,
Very
tu
similar.
sembles sous-estimer l'engouement de lumière pour l'expédition. Il y en a au
So
moins
quiet.
5. D'accord?
Magnifique.
T'as déjà essayé de lancer avec ton autre bras? Parce que si tu pouvais toucher la peintresse, au
Can we
moins, ça
enter
pourrait
photo
être
mode
utile.
during this?
Tu sais,
No,
tout
this is a
passe-temps n'est pas
pre-render.
forcément
I can't even pause.
Je profite.
Oh, no, yeah, I can. Okay, so it's not a pre-render. I don't think it is. I'm stuck. Oh, okay, here we go. Yeah, we'll have to do this on some other cutscenes just to look around a little bit. Why do I feel like we're zoomed in so much? I think it is. It's just a close zoom in on the camera. Yeah, I'm weirded out by how much Miles' French voice sounds to her English voice. It's kind of crazy. But yeah, why is it so quiet? I think this happened when we first started playing too. It sounded super quiet. Let me see. Did I accidentally turn down the audio? I mean, technically, I guess it's not that big of a deal, because... Zoe, what are you getting into over here? Oh, the cat treats are over here still. She was trying to get into that bag. Let's see. Volume. No, Expedition 33 is at max. Yeah, I think we experienced this when we first started the game. I think it's just this opening cutscene. Okay. Anyways, what was I doing? Looking at the photo mode. Yeah, I love that they added a photo mode that is so free. It's just this free camera mode, and that you can also do it during cutscenes too. It's so great. Right? Right.
De mon inutilité d'aujourd'hui, car je serai peut-être utile demain.
Oops, sorry guys.
Bientôt, on fera bien plus que jeter des cailloux.
C'est ce que ceux des autres expéditions disaient aussi.
Tu sais qu'ils ont donné leur vie pour nous montrer la voie, pas vrai?
Oui, je sais. Désolée.
Ouais.
Tu n'aurais pas une fleur à offrir?
Ouais. C'est juste que... J'ignore par où commencer. Après 4 ans de séparation, que veux-tu que je lui dise le jour de son gommage?
C'est à moi que tu demandes ça? J'en sais rien. Le soleil va se coucher, alors... Sois direct. Hé, Sophie, ça fait un bail? On pourrait...
It does feel really weird how, again, regardless of whether or not you're prepared mentally, like you've been told about this all your life, that the gommage is going to happen, it's coming up, it's still super weird how nonchalant and casual they are. Why is CL? Why is CL here? Do we have our crew with us during this opening sequence? CL, what are you doing over here? Hi. Oh, hi, Lune. What is happening? Why do we have our crew? Why would your crew be here?
Allons-y. Je t'accompagne. Tu te sens prêt
Hi,
à
ladies.
la revoir?
I can't change their clothes or anything. I can't access that menu. Can I? Oh, I can switch to them. We were able to take over for Lune. Are we gonna, all three of us, be able to fight Maëlle? That'd be hilarious.
J'ai installé ces grappins pour aller plus vite. C'est sympa, non?
Oh, I cannot have my TV up during...
J'ai peut-être un peu emprunté les crochets à l'Académie des expéditions.
During the French
J'aurais bien aimé les
playthrough.
avoir quand je travaillais comme messagère. Allez, Gustave, accélère un peu. Sinon, Sophie se sera déjà fait gommer le temps que t'arrives.
Maëlle.
J'arrive pas à croire que Sophie ait déjà 33 ans. Elle a l'air tellement plus jeune que toi.
Merci.
Elle est si populaire qu'elle doit déjà avoir un collier plein de fleurs.
Ouais. Quoi?
Tu as l'air tendu.
Oui, oui.
Je sais ce qu'il te faut. Un petit duel.
Non.
Allez, ça te fera du bien. Tu peux pas aller voir Sophie en faisant une tête pareille. Et si tu gagnes, je te donnerai quelque chose qui te servira avec ton convertisseur de Lumina.
D'accord, tu l'auras voulu.
Ouais.
I want to fight her with Lune. Oh, okay. Well, we've got the sword for so. Oh my gosh, Gustav, why would you do this to Maëlle? What?
T'as gagné. Avoue que tu te sens mieux. Je t'ai vu sourire.
Jeez, take it easy. It's just a little sparring session. My gosh.
Allons voir Sophie.
All the more reason that I wish we had their custom outfits too.
Oui.
Wait. It's really weird to me that Lune and Ciel are with us. What? We can switch to everybody. There's 2 Maëlles. Hi Maëlle.
La place est bondée. J'ai toujours du mal à comprendre pourquoi les gens fêtent le gommage. Mais après tout...
And we can't change their outfits. We're stuck with these outfits. Maybe we should put their normal... I don't know. I'm weirded out right now.
L'arbre rouge et blanc. Je l'ai toujours trouvé si beau. J'ai un peu du mal à comprendre. Vous avez rompu il y a longtemps, Sophie et toi. Mais manifestement, tu l'aimes encore. Alors, pourquoi avoir attendu aujourd'hui pour lui parler? Tu crois pas que c'est un peu tard?
It is Alicia and Maëlle. This is silly. This woman is so short. Is that supposed to be a woman, or is that supposed to be like a little girl? I don't know. She has very womanly facial features. Alright, well, this is crazy. We're gonna stop here, though. I think we'll stop here. I said we'll stop here! I can't exit. I can't exit. Now we have Sophie in the mix. Followed by my repertoire. Don't mind us, everybody. It's just a gestural. Just a really crazy looking gestural walking around right now.
Je n'ose même pas imaginer ce que tu es en train de vivre.
Alright, we're calling it. We're calling it here. So yeah, the plan is that we will be back. We'll be back to officially start the French playthrough. New Game Plus, French playthrough. So we're doing a bunch of different stuff. We played the first playthrough on Expeditioner. So the plan is that we are going to be doing Expert, which I guess, I'm assuming we can change it at any time, because it did not ask us to pick a difficulty. So we need to make sure to change that. We're going to bump it up to Expert. So it should be significantly harder, I would think. We're moving from Expeditioner to Expert and New Game Plus. So I would think with the difficulty bump just for New Game Plus alone should be significant enough, but then we're doing Expert on top of that. So the game should be much more difficult, I would think. And then on top of that, we're going to be doing French. We're going to be doing the French voice-over dialogue, and that'll be what we're doing next when we come back for more Expedition. Like I said, I am going to be starting a new game, so more than likely what I'm probably going to be doing is starting a new game and maybe going every other day with Expedition 33. That might be what we end up doing. Unless I just randomly go like, I want to play this today, and then we end up playing that instead. But that'll probably be the plan. I don't know what I'm playing yet. Like I said, more than there are some games that we still have on the back burner. There's a couple puzzle games from our puzzle poll from a long time ago that I still have not finished. I do want to get around to playing those at some point. I know that we've talked about needing to go back to playing the Spider-Man titles. We never did New Game Plus for those. We still have some achievements to get done for those because they're tied to New Game Plus as far as I'm aware. Same with God of War. We're really behind on some of that stuff. So I'm not really sure when we're going to get around to playing those titles. Lies of P, we still have the expansion to play and the Italian playthrough New Game Plus on that. And then, like said, we have we're still kind of catching up on some of the Game of the Year nominees from the BAFTAs and the VGAs. I do think we're gonna play, what is it, Silk Song? That's a 2D Souls-like game, I think, that people have been recommending for a while. The second one came out, it got nominated. We still haven't played the first one, so at some point we need to play that. Kingdom Come Deliverance 2, we played the first one just this past year. That got nominated as well. We've already played the Death Strandings. We didn't play the Hades titles. And then obviously Baldur's Gate 3 is from, what, 2023's video game of the Year nominees. So yeah, we're probably going to play lots of games we have on the to-do list, but I'm probably going to, for right now, start either Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 or Baldur's Gate 3. Maybe leaning more towards Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 because I know Baldur's Gate 3 is supposed to be a very, very long playthrough. So maybe it makes sense to get Kingdom Come out of the way and then do Baldur's Gate 3. Maybe. That might be what we do. But we're calling it here. This is a short stream for us. It didn't take very long to defeat Simon. We probably should have gone back and played him at least one or two more times just to see. But it ended up kind of working according to plan. The only obstacle that we were running into was surviving getting into the second phase. But yeah, it turned out to be a good plan. The plan, we didn't change it at all. It was keeping CL with Lune, letting Lune be the powerhouse that gets us into the second phase. She's not as powerful as Mael, but she was able to be powerful enough to get us into the second phase. And then Mael being as powerful as she is, that's all we needed for the second phase. So Simon the Divergent Star did not beat the original Simon. And in fact, Simon the Divergent Star didn't beat several bosses in terms of time to beat. Now, if we were going to calculate it based on retries, the Divergent Star might be up there. Because we would reset and retry very quickly going into like the first phase or at the start of the second phase. Divergent Star probably is up there for retries. But as far as time to beat, he's actually further down on the list, significantly compared to the original Simon. Simon was the hardest, longest to beat boss that we played, followed by the Lampmaster. The Chromatic Lampmaster was second. And then, what was third? Clea? The original Clea, I think. Yeah. And then I think Painted Love after that. I'm gonna have to go back and check. We should make a montage of our hardest bosses. Not a bad idea to do. All right, well, we're calling it here. Music, thank you for the tips. Thank you for the help. As if you're watching in the future, thank you for the tips and help. Subject, thanks for coming on the journey as well. Subject was one of the big proponents, one of the big suggestees. He mentioned this game a lot. Him and Kadedrin suggested this game a bunch. And it was definitely worth playing. Definitely worth playing. Subject is one of the ones who mentioned like he didn't know whether or not I would actually like the gameplay. And I actually ended up liking the gameplay a lot, in addition to the story. But yeah, we liked it a lot. I guess if you're wondering, I guess we didn't do like a final review. I did give my final thoughts back when we beat Renoir. I don't know when that was. Part 17? I don't know when it was, but It was the final part of Act 3 beating Renoir. It was Lumiere. And I give my final thoughts technically on that one. I don't know what else to add. The game's great. Man, the DLC bosses are something else. I can't say that I fully enjoyed them without the substance behind them. I actually think I liked the Endless Tower more. But it might be as simple as the sense of progression going through so many different bosses and mini-bosses, progressing through the tower. I like that the arenas looked different. That's something super disappointing about the extra added bosses that they gave as a bonus after they won Game of the Year. Because their arenas were pretty boring. Lampmaster had like no arena at all. It was just like black. And then the other three had like this spacey, I think it might have been the same arena as Painted Love. I would have liked to have some, I would honestly be fine if they had just reused some other arenas from, like Clea Unleashed, for example. I would have loved to have just, it would have been cool if we could have just fought her in the original Clea arena. That would have been nice. As far as design goes, though, man, Clea Unleashed looked really cool, didn't she? I liked her a lot. I loved the, like, the glowy marionette strings and her yeah, I liked the Simon Divergent Star too. I liked his colors. I guess his design wasn't like super different, but I liked his teal color variant of him. But yeah, all the extra content was really, really good. I do wish I had done most of the Act 3 extra content before we got around to fighting Renoir. I wish Renoir and the story was the end, but I kind of got over that. Still had a lot of fun playing the extra content. My favorite area, without a doubt, Verso's Drafts. So freaking good. Verso's Drafts is great. Subject, you gotta go play Verso's Drafts. It's so good. Probably my favorite area. There's so many good areas in the game, so many good level designs, but Verso's Drafts was so much fun. I loved it. It wasn't optimized super well for me. I think just because of the size of the open area, like we said, we had issues where, like, as we were progressing from area to area, as assets would load in, it would have like a little bit of micro lag. But aside from that, it was a beautiful area, a lot of fun. It was a fun idea, like seeing like young Verso's first. Stark comparison to Renoir's Drafts. Here's the funny thing. I would actually say that Verso's Drafts is probably my favorite area, and Renoir's Drafts is my least favorite area. I did not like Renoir's Drafts at all. It's so bleak and small, and meanwhile Verso's Drafts is so creative, and it's a big area. So many fun enemies to fight, and Renoir's Drafts enemies were kind of boring, and they all were kind of the same. Yeah, so yeah, like complete polar opposites of each other, Renoir's Drafts and Verso's Drafts. But yeah, really, really good. I'm going to be looking forward to doing Verso's Drafts again on our replay through. All right, we're calling it here. Short-ish stream, but it can't be helped. We thought that we might end up taking many hours to fight Simon. But I think we got enough practice and enough of his movesets down from the previous stream's practice runs that it allowed us to go into this fight a little bit better, especially after we reworked the builds a little bit. So good night, everybody. Good night, and we'll be back probably on the weekend to either start the new game or start the French playthrough of New Game Plus here on Expedition 33. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for watching. And as always, don't forget to hit that like button if you haven't yet already. Do very much appreciate it. Subscribe if you'd like to be notified of future streams. And if you are watching this at a later time, thank you for taking the time to do so. And until next weekend, everybody sleep well, be well, stay chill, stay relaxed. And I will see you then. Good night and goodbye.